What's up, Masters? Welcome to another episode of Masters of Communication. My name is Jorge Luis Quintero. I am your host, and today our topic of the day is remember the name. Let me ask you something. Was there ever a moment in life where you were speaking with somebody and they forgot your name? How did that make you feel? Now, vice versa. When you were speaking with somebody and they had mentioned their name to you and you forgot their name, how do you think you made them feel? How was their demeanor, their response, the environment of the room, their energy? I'm sure it wasn't the best. So why is it important to remember the name? Because it shows that you are validating them. You care about them. You were listening. You were paying attention. And not only that, but nowadays, people do not care. So by remembering this simple tactic, this simple tool of remembering the name, it's gonna take you a long way in life, I guarantee you. Now why? What do humans care about the most in this world? Why? What do you think? You're right, ourselves. Whether we like to admit it or not, we care about ourselves. It's nature, it's human instinct. Unless you're a parent, I understand if you care about your kids more than yourself. Not a parent yet, but I get it. Now it goes back with ourselves. Because we care about ourselves so much, and when we're speaking with somebody and we validate them and it shows that we care, then you start building a relationship with that individual. Let me share a story with you. When I was working at Juiced Up, which I worked there for a year, managing an acai shop, anytime a guest came in, I always made sure I remembered the name. So the next time they came in, I called them by their name. And because of that, they will not only come back, but they'll want to make a friend with you. Because you've made them feel not like a customer, but a guest. By validating them, by going the extra mile and remembering the name. It's so simple, yet people forget to use it, to utilize it. Gotta give credit to my brother Hector Quintero, who's one of my sources for this. I remember when we were young, I was like 14, 15, we'd go to the restaurants. And anytime some server was taking care of us, he'd always mention them by their name. I never forgot it. And by doing that, the server was more excited to take care of us. Which is very true. And it doesn't matter if you're getting any type of service, if you're providing service, whether if it's a networking event. In general, remembering the name and calling someone by their name goes a long ways. There's a famous quote by FDR that goes, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." Although I gotta give credit to my boy Eduardo Garcia, owner of Juiced Up, because he really instilled that in my mind. I moved back to El Paso a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm selling school buses. Today, I was showing this lady our school buses. Now, being in the game for 3 weeks, I would say I have some pretty good knowledge, but she knew more than me. And because she knew more than me, in my end, it was a little unprofessional. However, I really listened to her and I asked her what she wanted and I validated that to her. I really listened to her because I wanted to make sure I knew what she wanted so I can provide that service for her. And because of that, we stayed talking for 30 to 35 minutes. She said the other places that she went to, as far for school buses, yes, they had knowledge, but they didn't make her feel comfortable. They didn't care about her. They said, just look at the buses and do whatever you want. I made sure that I walked with her through every bus she went to, talked with her. And even though she knew more, I listened so that when I went home, I looked at the buses she wanted, found them, and reached out to her. And now I guarantee you she's gonna buy a school bus from us. Why? Because I validated her, I cared for her, I paid attention, I listened. What do humans care about themselves? What do humans care about the most? Themselves, ourselves. And it goes back to the FDR quote. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. For extra credit, the next time you're talking with somebody, get to know them. Know their interests, their hobbies, their family, their lifestyle. Let's say that they have a kid and they mention to you that their kid was sick or they play sports. The next time you speak with them, mention their kid, because it shows that you were paying attention, you were listening, and parents usually care about their kids more than themselves, but they also care about themselves. So it goes back to the why and the what. And you are remembering their name and you're validating them. That's the extra credit. My call to action for you is, the next time you speak with somebody, figure out what their name is, because it's going to make them feel validated, appreciated. And when you figure out their names, get to know them more and see where that goes. See where it goes and let me know if I'm wrong or right. To close it out, I'm going to give a shout out to my sources. The first one's going to be How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. You got to make sure that whatever information you seek from other people, give them a shout out, because we're a product of our environment. We're a product of what we read, what we seek, what we find. My brother Hector Quintero, got to give credit to him. He's a great communicator. My boy Eduardo Garcia, he instilled this beautiful quote in me. And last but not least, God, because God's the source. Thank you all for tuning in, and keep mastering life.